Good morning, it is Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Real quick, let me just say 47.50 real quick because that's the area that I'm watching. And I want to at least get that documented here. So 47.50, but what do I mean by live? Well, as you kind of just witnessed here, I'm recording myself right now at this very instant, seeing the information, seeing the data for the very first time. So I don't know what's coming next, as opposed to having already recorded everything, and now I'm coming back and explaining what's already happened. So this is not a trade recap. This is not some sort of post commentary. Like I said, I'm recording myself right now, seeing this information, making these decisions live. So in other words, if you just want an unscripted, nitty-gritty look into what it's like to be a day trader, how day trading can play out, then this will be a video for you. So sorry I had to rush, but somebody just alerted this in the private community that I offer. And a very nice move. I've traded this one in the past. Ticker symbol SA. Whoops. This is what happened when you rush. And then the thing's ready. There we go. Make that a little thick. So SAVA. And again, I'm watching for 47.50, thinking that this thing maybe wants to continue on down. But it is pre-market still. Market doesn't officially open for about 10 minutes. And SAVA can be tricky. It can reward you very, very nicely. But it can taketh away from you very quickly. So to counterbalance that, especially given it could be a pre-market trade, which always makes things a little bit more sketchy, I'm gonna manage that risk via just doing 100 shares. So if I'm right and it goes in my favor, yeah, I'm gonna make money, not a ton of money. But the flip side is if I'm wrong and something crazy happens, well, okay, it's only 100 shares. I'm not gonna lose a ton of money either. So it's definitely a balancing act there. But that's just where my history with this and kind of my experience with this one says, pre-market SAVA can be so goofy, so crazy, and so just kind of balance that risk via position size. So that is the current game plan right now, watching 47.50, and like I said, market's got about 10 minutes before it opens, but I'll pause for now, and if anything plays out, I'll get the video rolling. All right, nothing yet, but I have now adjusted my point that I'm interested in up to the $48 mark. So watching 48, and I'll keep you updated on if it's going to come into play or not. Market opens up now, and well, we're getting a little bit of movement here. But market opens up here in about 4 minutes, so I will pause. And like I said, if at $48 looks like it's about to show up, then I will get the video rolling at that point. Market opens up in less than 1 minute, and most times I don't take trades during the first minute. However, there's always exceptions, and this is going to be an exception, but nothing has changed. I am baking in the fact of taking trades during that first opening minute can be very, very sketchy, very, very risky. It can definitely reward you, but it can definitely punch you in the face too. So I'm staying at 100 shares for that very reason. For those of you that watch my videos, then yeah, normally that I'm just going to watch that opening minute. But like I said, I like this setup, so I am willing to take it in that first minute if $48 can come into play here. However, just 100 shares. So even if I'm right and I nail it, I'm not going to make a bunch of money. But if something crazy happens, then, all right, so market is open. But if something crazy happens, and I'm also not going to take a crazy loss. So watching 48 here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move that out of the way so we can see the official opening chart here. I'm actually going to change that to 150 shares now because I like how this day is starting off. So just working its way up, not bad at all. So there could be a completely different setup now that forms. Now that the market is open. 51.50. So 51.50, interesting area that I'm trying to get in at. And I missed it. All right, there we go. Got in on the back test. What in the world? How did I? Wow, I got in and it shot up about 50 cents against me. So glad I'm only doing 150 shares right now because that was pretty nuts. And also why you got to give this thing a little bit of wiggle room. What is that, 51? If this thing wants to come back down to 51, I am interested in adding to the trade at this point. So adding to a winner, but want to see this thing come down to 51.50. Or excuse me, 51, excuse me. Before I would even think of doing that. Okay, potentially looking to add here at 52.50 now. So watching 52.50 for an add. In there at 52.50 another. So now 300 shares, still not a huge amount. But let's see if this thing wants to roll back over here. $52 going to be a key break level. Oh wow, 52.60. All right, there we go. So let's see if we can get the break of 52. And 52 is going to be a very, very important level. And we'll see if it wants to roll back over and break down through. Threw out a couple of buy orders to cover if we can get the break. Yeah, I love the setup right now. In fact, should I be looking to add at 52 is actually the question. Let's see how it plays out. I may look to add in more at 52 if the price can get back down to that area. And you know what? I will. This thing wants to come down to 52. I will look to add another 50 shares. So right there, added some at 52. Let's get that break now of 52. Do I want to add in some more at 52? Maybe so. It's taking shape. If I can get that break, if it breaks 52, you got to think it's going to make a move. Can it break though? Knocking on the door. Oh yeah, look at all those buyers at 52. So the good news is, if that fails, it should move very quickly. The bad news is, it's looking like it's going to take a whole lot for that 52 level to be broken. There we go, hit, there we go, good. Let's see if we can get some follow through. So I did take some profits off. Could still be a losing trade though. Okay, took some more off at 51.50. Would love to see a break of 51. But 51.30, kind of a random area for this to be getting hung up on. But let's see if we can get 51. Ideally, even more than that. There we go. Good. Good. Took off some more there. Let's do 50 shares. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is just, if this goes up over 52, I will stop out of the remainder of my shares. But if this thing wants to keep on rolling down and bleeding, well then, hey, I'm going to let the remaining 50 shares work for me here. So I've already put $150 in my pocket, but I have the potential for more if the price wants to keep on coming down. So I'm in a good spot right now. Not if I make money, but how much money am I going to make, which is a good stress to have. Because again, I know that if it goes up over 52, I'm out. I'm bailing from the trade. But I don't know how far down it could go. And that is, again, a very good spot to be in. 47.50, I mean, it could be in play. We'll see. That's where it was pre-market. Now, does it necessarily come all the way down there at this point? I don't know about that. But I don't think it's unreasonable to think that this thing could maybe go down and venture towards 47.50. Might need to trend down there slowly and surely, but you know that's perfectly fine. So if this thing gets the break down below 50, then I will adjust my stop to 51. But first need to see this actually get down below the $50 mark. So it's trying here. $50, I would expect there to be a bunch of buyers. Yeah, pretty good size there. Not as much as that 52. 52 was crazy, but let's see if 50 can fall here. Again, if 50 falls, then I will adjust my stop loss down, and then it becomes just that much more of a winning trade. But first, got to see $50 fail. Okay, knocking on the door again. Knocking on the door. For you knew that what I'm watching is right there. I want to see $50 disappear. I want that number. The lower down below 50 it goes, the better. Because I am short. Let's see if this thing wants. There we go, knocking on the door once again. Again, if it falls, there we go, broken. So now I have my new stop loss at, let's see. Yeah, 50.51. So I'm just going to keep on moving this thing down. If this thing breaks down below 49, then my stop loss will be at 50. Again, great spot to be in. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and do it right now. It's close enough. A great spot to be in. I don't know how much money I'm going to make. And that's good, right? When you're like, I don't know how much money. I know I'm going to make money, but how much? I don't know. And talk about a great and powerful spot to be in. So if this goes back up over 50, I will be out. Which it seems wow, we even got the break there now. So going to just keep on moving it down now. Again, not if I make money, but how much money am I going to make right now? A truly great spot to be in. Now, Clay, why don't you hang on to more shares? Why don't you go bigger size? I explain that. I get it. I'm saying the same thing myself, but that's hindsight, right? You got to remember, it's always much easier to trade in hindsight. So might be getting stopped out here if this goes over 49.50. But going to give this thing a chance to keep on bleeding and rolling over for me. So next key break going to be right around that 48.50 mark. Okay, and out there stopped for $278. And remember, I only started that position off with 150 shares. So it wasn't going massive share size at all. But, oh, look at that. Bounced up, took me out, and then came back down. It's definitely getting squirrely. But overall, fantastic. Very happy with that. And if you're wondering, hey, Clay, how does your chat room work? Well, you can see right there. Well, first off, I posted, the picture of it. And so let me match up so we can actually see. So what's played out since then? Look at that. Came up, failed, breakout to the upside, came back down, has now broken that level and continues to bleed. So, but that was alerted in the chat room. And then I did get it updated with, where did it go? Right there. And that's where you saw me, right? You saw me get in at that 52 area. Or excuse me, not 52. That was the level that I kept talking about though. So I originally got in at 51.50. So any members that took that actually got in a better entry point than what I got in. But regardless, point here being that's how the private community works. So congratulations to members that took that. Very well done. And going to take a look at, TGT. What's going on there? Okay, I already missed that one. Don't want to chase Roku. Okay, maybe some potential here with Roku. Yeah, I'm chasing. I'd be chasing that one right now if I were to go short. I want to just get in right now. It seems like this thing can go lower, but that's not a good habit. That would be chasing. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause. All right, I have an order to buy 100 shares at 248.75. Now the idea here is to get more than 100 shares. But this will at least get my feet wet. So if I get 100 shares and then it goes in my favor, again, I'm not going to make a bunch of money. But again, the idea here is to actually get more than 100. Although, well, that makes me feel better because I was thinking, I don't know, should I just try maybe 249? But looking there at the low, it didn't even go down to 249. So I wouldn't have been filled anyways. So that makes me feel a little bit better. But maybe that opportunity has come and gone. I'll keep an eye on it, but I'll go ahead and pause. All right, 49.50 getting in there, and we'll see if this thing wants to roll back over. If I'm wrong, then I'll still be green. And that's the key idea here is that, if I'm right, am I going to make a ton of money? I'm not. But the main question I'm asking myself is, okay, well, what happens if I'm wrong? And if I'm wrong, I am still going to be green. And where I am now, I just want to stay green on the day. So that's my primary concern. Again, I want to say that right now before myself or anybody else knows what happens. If I'm wrong, I'm still going to be green because I know what I'm going to say to myself. If this actually goes in my favor and I could be sitting here saying, well, geez, had I done more, I could have made so much more. Well, yeah, that's true, Clay, but you forgot about the fact that right now you're not quite sure what's going to happen. So you want to make sure that you do stay green. So that is why doing 100 shares, because if I'm wrong, I'm still going to be green. If I'm right, I'm still going to be green, but I'm going to be even more green, right? So that's a good situation to be in. Would like to see if this thing can get down to 49 and below. And I like the setup. I like the chances it gets down to. Now, does it break down to all those lows or to new lows? I don't know about that, but do I think it can at least get down to $49 and then make another move towards those lows of the low 48s? Yeah, I think that's possible. Hence me taking the trade. But obviously not super, super, super confident on it. Why I'm only doing 100 shares. Okay, so let's see if this can get the break of 49. I really don't like how it's putzing around down here. Let me give it a few more moments. Okay, knocking on 49. Can it get down through? Oh, bounced. All right. So we'll have to... let's see if it wants to come back down. Bummer, knocking right on that door and just couldn't quite push through. Okay, well, I will go ahead and pause for now, and I will keep you updated. Wow, that fast has turned around on me. I'm not quite at the white flag area, but crazy. It was there, knocking on the door. And now I'm looking at potentially taking a loss on it, which is okay, right? Now I feel really good, right? Now I'm like, okay, well, geez, I'm glad I only did 100 shares. When I was knocking on 49, sure, the voice shows up that says, oh, Clay, you should have done more than 100. You should have done more than 100. But I can tell you right now, I'm thinking, Clay, good job. I'm glad you only did 100. Because things are not looking so good right now. But all right, I will go ahead and pause. And if it looks like I'm going to have to take the loss, I will get the video rolling at that point. Okay, I'm actually thinking of potentially adding now at 49. Just like that, 49 is back into play here. Yeah, but this moves a little bit too overextended to the downside. So I'm not going to do that. I'll just... Good. But I'm going to counterbalance that by going for a little bit more on this first profit target here. So it took off a portion. Still could be a losing trade. But the good news here is that it'll be a very modest losing trade now at this point. Wow, I was really hoping for a bigger breakdown than that. I thought after that big rejection, it would pick up some more steam, which may still come, but so yeah, now I am right back in that spot. Clay, why did I only do 100 shares? Right? Isn't that crazy how the voices just come and go? But when you're aware of them, you kind of just laugh at them. So the voices, having the voices, there's no harm in that, right? That happens. The problem is when people are not aware of the voices, right? So the voices will never go away. You just got to be aware of them. How did I not get filled there? That thing just... What in the world? This thing is goofy. There we go. But when you're, my point being, when you're aware of the voices, then yeah, you can sit there and just laugh at them, and you're gonna come across to yourself as like a psychopath because you're gonna have all these voices, and these voices are constantly changing. But hey, you're a human. And that's what hindsight does to you. Come on, 4850. There we go. What a weak break that was. I'm going to take off some more right there. Took off some more. So now we're nearing these lows. And like I said, can it break these lows? That would be awesome. I hope so. But will it? I don't know. So yes, you're absolutely right. Right now, the main voice is, Clay, why did you only do 100 shares? What are you doing? But hey, voice, where were you at when it was possibly looking like I was right on the brink of getting stopped out? Where were you then, voice? And yes, I'm talking to myself, but I'm trying to encourage you. Talk to your voices, you know? If they're going to try to make you do stupid things, just talk back to them and let them know that you're aware that they exist. You know what games they're trying to play with you. And while it's not a perfect solution, it is a solution to just help with managing and understanding everything that's going on from a psychology standpoint. So not totally shocked that right now we could potentially be seeing a bounce because it's retested these lows. Now, the good news here is that this will be a winning trade regardless. So in fact, let's just do this at this point. No, I'm gonna manually. So I'm gonna throw out an order there just in case it snaps down through 48 real quick. Try to pull off another allotment here. But this thing could very, very realistically bounce. Where are we at time-wise on this video? Oh, wow, 25 minutes. That's all right. This is an important video because you're seeing the real-life psychology that hopefully you can relate to play out. Let's see if 48 can be broken, though. Remember, I mentioned 47.50 earlier on, thinking that seems like it could be in play, and it's looking like it's maybe a possibility, but 48, yeah, a lot of buyers right there. All right, nice. Got chewed through. Oh, come on. It didn't even drop 15 cents to get SAVA. What a clown. All right, there we go. So here comes potentially 47.50. There it is. And now it's broken. Took off. So have a slight allotment left. You know what? I'm going to call that good because I think it could potentially bounce from here. So there we are, 30 minutes in, $410 on very, very, very minimal share size. Again, that whole trade there was generated with just 100 shares. And think about it. By doing that trade, had I been wrong, I still would have been green. But I was right, so I just got even more green. So think about that. And I want you to think about that when you're trading too, is, okay, if I take this next trade, what should I be doing? How should I manipulate things so that if I'm wrong, I'm still green? But if I'm right, I'm green, but even greener, right? So that's how money management, that's the psychology of how trading is actually works, is you want to be putting yourself in those situations where, again, I'm going to repeat it just to help you set up the psychology. If I'm wrong, I am still green. If I am right, I am greener. Now, of course, you need to start off with a winning trade and get into the green. And yes, but my point here is once you get to that green phase, because I mean, it's a terrible feeling. And sometimes it can make sense to take the risk where, okay, if I'm wrong, I could be back in the red here. So I'm not saying this has got to be a universal principle, but in many cases, yeah, if you're green, just make sure you stay green, and you can do that by starting to, do the things here, but just be aware of the voices, which you saw right here show up. And remember right here, before any of us, because this is truly live, before you or I or anybody else in the world knew, okay, what was going to happen at that point, I was sitting here saying, what? Wow, I'm glad I only did 100 shares. And then, yes, things got rejected. And then I'm thinking, Clay, why did you only do 100 shares? But you know what? It still came out just fine, and you're seeing the bounce right there. But that's just how the market works. And in 30 minutes, $410 in my pocket, that's crazy. Where in the world do you make $400 in 30 minutes? Sitting at home in your robe or pajamas or underwear. I don't know. Maybe you trade in the nude. I don't know. But like, where can you do that? From your phone? Crazy. So I'm not going to be a greedy savage. All things considered and putting things in perspective, I don't know of many places, like I said, where you can make $400 in 30 minutes. And quite frankly, this was a very stress-free day, right? Because I mean, I was doing small share size the entire day. So don't think that you have to go huge share size in order to make quality gains. I did very, very modest, share size. And I'm still walking away $410 in 30 minutes. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying it to build perspective, because I understand it's easy to look around social media and be like, wow, that person made all that. That's all I made. Geez, I must not be doing something right. What are you talking about? Let's say I made $40, $40 in 30 minutes. That's very respectable. I mean, go tell somebody who makes a minimum wage, yeah, I'm kind of bummed out. I made $40 in 30 minutes. They're going to look at you like, wait, what did you just say? You made $40 in 30 minutes sitting at home on the computer or on your phone, and you're not happy, you greedy little savage, right? So always keep things in perspective. And you know, I struggle just like most people. Yeah, social media, you're looking around, it can play games with it, because you can think that you're doing something wrong or not a good trader. When you just stop and, you know, reflect on it, oh, okay, yeah, things aren't so bad. And then real quick, just to wrap up, because I'm gonna, you know, just share some more about right there, SAVA round 2, right? Because I already talked about that first trade, $49 flush point, and that's exactly the trade that you just saw me play out. So for those members that took that, well done. If you did bigger share size, hey, well done. But overall, that is exactly how the chat room works, and you saw it play out with 2 separate alerts right there, and saw me take those alerts. And like I said, that first one, people could have actually gotten even a better entry point than I did. But if you are interested in, you know, getting those alerts, getting my watch list, trading with other, you know, very quality traders in real time, and, you know, just having that live chat room as you saw right there, just go to claytrader.com/team. It's $99 for 3 months, which breaks down to $8.25 per week. So as I always say, I'm very, very confident that per week, you'll get at least $8.25 in value. Again, not $8.25 per day, but $8.25 per week. Very, very confident you'll get at least that amount of value every single week. So definitely sign up for it if you're interested in you know, trying to work with other traders and just make life a little bit easier. And then as far as these live trade videos are concerned, if you like them, then yes, please hit the like button, because they're not easy videos to make. Because they're truly live, I have to talk to you. I have to think about what I'm going to say to you. I have to think about my own trades. I have to scan for my own trades. I have to make alerts in the chat room. So there's a ton of stuff going on, and I've been doing the videos for years, but they are still difficult at the end of the day, because there is so much going on, and why I don't do them every day. But if you want me to keep making them, if you enjoy them, then please communicate that to me by hitting the like button and leaving a basic comment, even if it's just saying hi, a smiley face, a ticker symbol that you traded today. But hitting the like button, leaving a comment goes a long way in communicating to me that you enjoy the videos. And as long as I know people are enjoying them, you know, then perfect. That's what, you know, that's what's going to be good communication for me. And again, if you're interested in joining the community and starting to get some alerts and such, claytrader.com/team. And also, if you want to learn more about technical analysis and charts, then stick around, because as soon as this video ends, I'm going to go right into talking about a free class that I offer. So stick around, and I'm going to tell you about that right now. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only 1 losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome, because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up, as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.